Continuous improvement in facilitation. We know in the world of Agile, of Scrum, it's all about continuous improvement, this constantly evolving product and process to deliver it. Okay? A team striving to be better, trying every day, every week to improve the way it works, how it works together, the product it creates. As a facilitator, I hope you've taken that on board. I hope you've built that into your way of working. I know when I started as a facilitator, I was not good. You're going to start off with some big hurdles ahead. You're going to look up and they're going to be mountainous. Over time, you realize they're scalable. Hi, my name's John McFadzean. I'm the managing partner with Agile Centre. I'm a certified Scrum trainer with Scrum Alliance, and I've been in the Agile and Scrum community for over 20 years now. How do I know that they're scalable? Because they were for me. The first time I was a facilitator, it wasn't great. I got involved in the conversation. I actually took over the conversation. We didn't finish the meeting on time. We did hit the purpose, but we hit the purpose because I drove to what I wanted. So as long as the purpose was we deliver what John wants, it was great. But that wasn't the point. Sprint planning, which was the first meeting that I stepped into, was about the team coming up with a way forward, the team deciding how to work, not the tech lead. And then it got better. First of all, through practice, just trying things out. I was smoother. I learned to prep, which sounds daft, I know, but it was not something I did as an opener because I thought facilitation was easy. You just turn up, you run a meeting. How hard can it be? And my practice shifted and evolved. I was more comfortable stood up in front of people. As a nerdy, introverted developer, the idea of standing up in front of half a dozen people was not home. It was not comfortable. Okay? But I slowly, as I did it, as I practiced, I improved. And because I was coming from an extreme programming world at the time, I was bringing continuous improvement as an almost natural part of my way of thinking. So I started looking for ways that I could improve. I started asking for feedback. And because they were my team and I knew them well, it was brutal. But one of the first things that I started doing was planning properly. I found a book called Collaboration Explained by Gene Baker, and it told me how to plan for a meeting. It broke it down to very simple steps. I still thoroughly recommend it as a good read for Scrum Masters, Agile coaches, any facilitator, because it's a dummy's guide, and I was a dummy. But it got me thinking, okay, if I'm going to run a meeting, I'm going to have to spend time thinking about how it flows, how we get from A to B to C to D, in a way that isn't going to cause any more friction than we're already going to encounter with a group of highly opinionated developers, which is what we were. So my practice shifted and it changed, it evolved, because after every meeting, I was asking my team, how can I do this better? I was thinking on what they've said, on what I felt, what I knew had happened compared to what I thought would happen. And over time, I think it's safe to say I got better. Couldn't have got much worse. So I had preparation in place. I had confidence in front of the room. I was learning things about me, about my choices and how they impacted other people, how I chose to ask questions, how I led people into exercises. All of these things, tiny, tiny things, each individually, but they add up. And this is the trick of continuous improvement as a facilitator. It's not being brand new one day and a rock star the next. It's going to happen over weeks and months and probably years. You're going to get a bit better and a bit better and a bit better. This might be familiar because this is how it works in everything. Right? Yes, there's practice. Yes, there's theory. It's combining the two. It's trying things out, making things your own, internalizing ideas, ways of working, ways of speaking, maybe, that are different to when you started the journey. Right? Today, it looks very different. I've gone through a journey of learning to facilitate, a different journey of learning to train, because they are not the same thing, another journey of learning to coach. And what I've found is a way that works for me. There is a blend of all three. It is, at its core, about how do I approach it. Not a facilitator, but how do I approach it. You will find me before a meeting planning still. I will sit there and I will go through meticulously unless I'm confident. If you throw me into a retro that I have done probably thousands of at this point, I can just run those. I have books full of retro plans. I've run loads of them. If I've got the stuff and I've got at least some time to get you started, I have the confidence in myself through experience that I can get you started and I can work it out, and I'm probably a step ahead of you. Might not be two, but I'm going to be one step ahead. And that's the trick, is because I have, over all those years, tried lots of things out. Some have worked for me, some haven't worked for me. Some have worked for teams, some haven't worked for the same teams. Right? And I spent time reflecting on it and improving and understanding better how I turn up in those situations. So it started off as a rocky start. Then I learned about preparation. Who knew? Right? And I learned how to build that prep into the cycle of sprints as we move to Scrum. I learned not to use colours because I'm colourblind. I got that feedback fairly early on. They were much happier. They took all the colours off me and left me with black and blue. But okay, I'm not an artist, so don't try and be one. You will see visual facilitators. They do amazing stuff, and I know some, and they all tell me I could learn, and I believe them. I haven't put in the practice, so I'm not an artist. So I don't. I will draw stick figures. I will draw very, very simple things to communicate my thinking. Over time, as I got more comfortable, I got more confident again. I could start doing less and less detailed preparation and start thinking more about that flow, about what I wanted from people and how they might respond. And what I learned was add in a second plan, because my plan had gone wrong often enough that I started thinking, you know what? If this plan goes wrong, I have time to have a second plan. When I teach the Advanced Scrum Master course, it's one of the things I say when we're talking about retrospectives is have your plan and plan for it to go wrong. So if you've got a long exercise, plan a short exercise. If you've got a short exercise, plan a long exercise. Right? You might need to make up time. You might need to explore a space deeper. Be ready, because you don't know which is going to go. Right? And preparation is the absolute key to good facilitation. Having that confidence, being unflappable, I hope, because you have something in the bag that will help you deliver. So you go from not being great to being comfortable. And over time it grows, and you build your repertoire of plans, hopefully with little notes on them saying what went well and what didn't go well and what you would do differently next time. Right? And it becomes smoother and it becomes slicker. And I'm not talking about a period of even 2-3 years. I'm talking, for me, this is over a decade of work, more at this point. Today, do I plan deeply for my meetings? Not always, but I do when it's appropriate. Am I comfortable walking out and talking, and facilitating a meeting? Not always. Sometimes I'm nervous. I gave a talk recently. I was shaking because I cared, because I wanted it to go well. I always want things to go well, but sometimes I know it's going to go well because I've done it before. Sometimes I've not done this before, or it's a new group of people. I don't know how they're going to react, and I'm going to be learning on the fly because I haven't had the time to get prepared as deeply as I wanted. Okay? Do all my exercises work? No. Do I have backups? Yes. Okay? Do the people that I'm facilitating, the people in that meeting, know it's gone wrong? No. Not unless it goes so badly wrong and I put my hand up and I say, right, this is off track, we need to reset and we need to do this. But I'm willing to do that. One of the greatest things that I've learned over the years, and it's something I was taught very early on and I was too young and too stupid to understand, was with experience becomes a very simple phrase. I don't know. So when things go wrong, I don't know how to get out of this. Let's work together, work it out. Collaboration is going to be the key. Right? I have the confidence in myself to know I'm good at my job. I'm good at helping people work together. Right? When the plan goes wrong, the great thing about experience is you've seen it before. We've been here before. There is a way out. Okay? And for me, that's one of the greatest things that I've learned as a facilitator. Stuff's going to go wrong. You're not going to know stuff. And that's okay. You work with incredibly smart people, hopefully driven people, people who actually want you to do a good job because it makes their lives easier. And I assume they're decent folk who just want you to do a good job because they like you, maybe, because they're nice people. Having the confidence to just say, I don't know how to move this forward. I'm a bit stuck. It's one of the best things I ever learned about facilitation. It is without a doubt the one improvement that I have taken forwards in every aspect of my life. It's that confidence to say, I don't know.